Good afternoon, guys. Today I'm gonna show you how to flush the power steering fluid on a Honda Accord, and this method is gonna work on pretty much all the different models that are. Okay, so first thing that we have to do is safety jack up the vehicle. And what I did is to jack stands underneath it, just in case we want the tire to be free from the ground. As you guys can see, it is not on the ground. You can spin the tire, so we can turn the steering wheel from left to right and from right to left, so we can get most of the power steering fluid out and have a pretty good result. So yeah, with nothing else to say, here are the tools that we are gonna, pretty basic tools that everybody has at home. We need a turkey base. I always like to put a little bit of seafoam, not a lot of it, just let's say a quarter of it. It will just make the steering wheel turn real soft, nice and smooth. You guys will we are gonna need more power steering fluid. For my Honda, I'm using this Freestone full synthetic Asian power steering because it works with Honda, and I used it before and it works very well. Okay, I'm gonna need 2 of these, but you might need more than 2 depending on the vehicle. We're gonna need a funnel and an empty bottle, so we can pour our old fluid inside of the bottle, or you can always use 2 bottles. I think I'm gonna need 2. I always like to use gloves, so I don't like getting dirty. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like getting dirty, so I always prefer to use some latex glove. And we're gonna need a pair of pliers, and that's pretty much it. Let's get started. Before we start, guys, I actually forgot to tell you that we don't want nothing of the old power steering fluid to fall on our engine compartment. As you guys can see, there is our alternator up there, so I might go ahead and put a rag on it, or something that will protect the alternator from getting wet from the old power steering fluid. Okay, so let's get this show on the road. As you guys can see, my power steering fluid is actually not that bad. That is because I do this every once in a year, because I don't know about you guys, but I rather pay a few dollars on power steering fluid than buying a new power steering pump. It is just a lot much easier to replace a fluid than a power steering pump, and a lot more cheaper. As I am doing this, the engine is off. We want the engine off. We don't want the engine running, because we don't want any air to get in the system. It'll be not good for the system. It'll do a lot of noise, and you guys will not get good results. So I rather do it with the engine on the off position. and as you guys can see, most of the fuel is out. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get inside and put the key on the start position. We are not cranking the engine, we're putting it on the start position, and we are just gonna turn the steering wheel from lock to lock. And here we go. We have to turn the steering wheel from lock to lock, and we are not cranking the engine. We are just putting the key on the on position. What it's doing, this is pumping more power steering fluid, so we can get all of the old power steering fluid out of this vehicle, and it's gonna run nice and smooth. Okay, so now that we turn the wheel from lock to lock, we're gonna see guys, like I told you, the power steering fluid has been pumped and came back to the reservoir, so we need to get that old fuel with our truck base and pour it in our battery. We're gonna do this a couple times until most of the power steering fluid is out. Okay, so now that we are done taking all of the power steering fluid, most of it, we're gonna go ahead and turn the steel from lock to lock one more time, and we should be getting most of the power steering fluid. Okay, let's put the key to the on position, and we're gonna turn it lock to lock. It's actually getting hard to turn it lock to lock. That is because it doesn't have power steering fluid right now, and you don't want to start the engine with no power steering fluid. It'll damage a lot of stuff in your power steering system. You will get air in the system, and you probably messed up the rack and pinion as well. So let's go back to the reservoir and let's see if we get more of the power steering fluid. Okay, it looks like we are done. It has still a little bit more of power steering fluid, so what I'm gonna do is unplug this hose, so we'll get most of the power steering fluid out. And once we unplugged it, make sure you have like a container to catch the oil fluid. I have my container down there because I don't want to trap this fluid on the engine compartment. Let's see if it still has some fluid. As you guys can see, it still had some fluid in it. That's the reason why I had to unplug it, because we're going to get most of the fluid out of this vehicle. We want it to run nice and smooth. Let's go ahead and put our hose back. And our clamp. It. It is nice and tight. Now let's see. Okay, it looks like we got most of the fuel out. In fact, I think we got all of it out. Okay guys, here's the thing. Now with the power steering fluid is being removed, we don't want to start the engine because this doesn't have any fluid in it. We want to pour our new power steering fluid in it. And like I said, I always like to pour like a quarter of this sea foam. And like I said, you guys don't have to, but if you do it, you will love the results. Here's our first bottle of power steering fluid. And as you guys can see, it is nice and clear. We want to pour all of it. Because we know that it doesn't have nothing like power steering right now. Okay, it looks like it's almost full, but what we need to do now is turn the steering wheel from lock to lock, so it will absorb most of the power steering fluid, and we're gonna have to pour more power steering fluid on it. So let's go ahead and turn the steering. On the on position, steering wheel lock to lock. It now feels nice and smooth. It feels just so good. So before I did this, it wasn't like this, but now I love the results. Okay, it looks like it sucked some of the fluid. As you guys can see, it went down a little bit, so we want to pour more power steering fluid on it. So it has to be on the second line right now because the engine is cold. So it is there it goes, as you guys can see maybe. Alright, where it says level right there. I have to take the whole can. You don't want to start the engine right now. We're going back to the steering wheel, turn it lock to lock. You don't want to start the engine right now. It's gonna get air in the system. Turn the wheel lock to lock a few times. We're gonna put the vehicle on the ground so we get a perfect level. Okay, now that the car is on the ground, we can see that the reservoir has flowed on the perfect level. Let's go ahead and put the cap back in, and what we have to do now is go on a test drive. Make sure you guys do a lot of turns and take a bottle of power steering fluid with you, just in case your car needs more power steering fluid. It may do a noise or something. Stop, have a check, and go ahead and add more power steering fluid if it needs more. Thanks guys for watching. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are not a subscriber, consider subscriber. I am gonna be uploading videos every chance I get.